Okay, today I'm going to improve the problems I mentioned yesterday. Get these off. Nah, it's too hot. Let that cool down a bit. Um, yeah, so found a better power supply. Go to the setup now. Got this chunky one. I've swapped out the star piece. Oh, the lighting in here is terrible. This is the old one. You can see in there it's all beat up. Stress mark, pretty bad one as well. So this one's kaput. That one has 100 walls. Well, it doesn't, but that's what Kira says. So it is solid. I was considering maybe salt reflowing it, but seeing as print layers are still stronger than reflows, I'm going to leave it as is. So now that the star piece has been replaced, we just need to reattach the leg. Oh, here we go. These little pieces don't really serve much purpose more than just to make things easier. There's no mechanical benefit or anything. It's just that it's a real pain to put the slide nuts back in. I mean, they're not even really slide nuts. They're ones that like twist when you put them in. So, let's see if it's that way. Yep. Although I think this is basically equal direction. This is basically a square. So that should slide in. If I've done my thing correct. It's kind of hard to do this with one hand. Okay, I'm gonna have to do that off camera. But in the next few clips, I should be able to test it with weights again. Higher amperage, better lock. This is going to need to get replaced again. I know it is. Okay, so these were too thick. First print try, I didn't really check the measurements. But focus. I hate this camera so much. Let's move this away from the light. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, that's much better. So before, I'd have to just kind of, well, what I've done for all these other joints is I'll put the nut on it and then slide it over and just hope they don't twist and come back out, which is kind of a pain. I prefer the, you can get these 15-15 ones that are for 3 mils and they're longer, so they just slot in, but they don't really sell them much, so these were much cheaper anyway, and these are M4, so they do the job better. Hopefully this works, and if it does, all future prototype joints will be made like this. I should note these ones are not. I've actually, I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show this. Yeah, it actually goes all the way through the 15-15 extrusion. I've drilled a hole and then I've filed down a normal nut and it cinches down. So these are going nowhere. And eventually all the joints will be like that. I mean, notice these are slightly apart. They're not aligned, otherwise, the holes would collide. And that might compromise the 15-15 quite a bit, so I might reorientate the holes. But yeah, it should be fine. I mean, I'm not going to be replacing these with plates anytime soon because these printed parts seem to do a pretty good job at the moment. It's maybe a little bit heavier actually because I have to make these quite a bit thicker than if I could have just used aluminium. So yeah, I just need to remind myself, mental note, and I guess put it on video. I keep on telling people that this one's going to be direct drive. That's not true. I keep on forgetting that I'm going to have the motor up here and then I'm going to have some sort of mechanism to connect the two, just so I can have the weight higher up from the foot. This one will be direct drive. There's no way around that. But this one, no, it's not. So next, I'm going to sort some other things out, but I'm going to put a camera mount here, and I'm going to reattach to this, and we'll do some weight tests, see what breaks again, rinse and repeat, see how things go. Okay, so the audio is a little bit fucked in this part of the video, so I'm going to do a bit of a voiceover. It turns out my laptop microphone was not too good, so I set up my webcam and I was hoping that one's microphone would pick up, but it didn't because Windows 11 sucks. So basically, got everything clamped down, and I made some edits to the software. So I added a ramp function which lets me better control the speed at runtime. I think I show that in a second. Yep, there it is. This is more because if you move too fast, it's going to stress the system, which we'll find later. And it's also just convenient to have. And the new software is it's generally just better. Like there was a bug with the old firmware where it was, if you set to the position to 0, it just wouldn't move to 0. There we are, moving back to 0 instead of like something small like 100. So going forward, we can add some weights, which I think we do in a tad. We start with 2.5 kg. We have 3 2.5s knocking around, but it's not enough. Well, we'll see later that it clearly was. There we are, putting 2.5 on, and then we'll just lift and see what it does. There it goes. Now I should say, this in itself, I didn't realise, this is pretty good as is. I wasn't thinking in terms of human legs, but this would be incredibly hard to do, like lifting this way. Your leg's not supposed to lift weight like this. So with that in mind, I am going to go ahead and order the remaining motors to finish this leg. I did observe some flexing in the system, and I think that's what led to the future failure. But more on that in a bit. There we go, setting it back down. Now we can add a second weight. Yep. The same procedure as before. So, going to go up slowly. I want you to keep an eye on the weight. It falls over. Yeah, right about here. And there it goes. So, the leg failed. Not surprising. The plates are POA. They're supposed to be aluminium. I'm surprised it lasted this long, honestly. I should have seen it coming. But 5 kilograms. I would have liked to have tested the full 7.5, but I am satisfied with that. Tomorrow I will do some more comprehensive tests once it's been repaired. Alright, so the failed prints. Pretty obvious how it broke. You might be wondering why I designed it like this. Why all the plates are designed like this. And that's because they are intended to be replaced with aluminium plates. Now, yeah, in hindsight I probably could have thickened them out, and well, that's exactly what I've done. It's quite a bit thicker now, almost as long as the bolt. The reason why these are so long is because they're intended to go through the extrusion. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to test that today because it's a pretty long print for the both of them. So we'll have to see. I have removed them though, so all the pain of having to smash this off is gone. Shame. I was hoping that my doohickey here would have helped it. What else have I done for this file? I've also made it pretty hefty. High wall count. I think it's 5 walls. Only 20% infill, but it's gyroid, so it's pretty tough stuff. I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. We won't put that much more load on it when we do get these ones. I mean, we got 5, so I'm gonna get 7.5 kg, which I think is very doable. And again, the fact that these failed first and not the motor is what I was angling for. So I think I will go ahead and order the improved, well, not improved, I'll order all of the motors, they're the same. I wanted to test the closed loopness of it, but I think I really do need it to be fully metal, like nothing's going to break assembly, and I simply can't produce that with these current facilities. I don't even know how I'd go ahead designing it first. I mean, sure, sheet metal for the, where is it? These plates, but then how do I do these top parts and this giant tube, and where am I going to get the bearings, and what am I going to do for the plates? Oh yeah, that's something I did. I thickened this up, so instead of it just being a bunch of ribs, yeah, it didn't help very much. I tested it on here, it still flexes quite a bit. It's not a big deal because look, they both broke. So yeah, that'll probably be for most of today's log. Tomorrow, if I'm not too busy, I'll install the new hip plates. I might go and weigh in the motor by itself. I've weighed the whole leg at 5.5 kilograms, but most of that's in the hip. I don't know about the whole leg, so knowing exactly how much the gearbox and motor weighs all together will be very useful. So that'll be my next step. So fingers crossed these prints don't fail, and in the morning we can have a look at what it's done.